Good afternoon, and welcome to today's live demo of our Lexbe eDiscovery platform. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that you can see, you should be seeing Frank's demo case. I am Frank Krafka, a eDiscovery, Senior eDiscovery Solutions Director here at Lexbe. And again, I do appreciate everybody taking the time out today to take a look at our platform. If you do have questions after the demo, feel free to ask them, and I will get you answers for those right away. And if you do want a more in-depth demo after you see what you see today, please let us know and we'll get that set up for you. What you see right now is the Lexbe home page. This is where, when you sign on to your account, where you're going to end up. We call it our home screen. What it shows you is the last case. Frank's demo case was the last case that I was in when I left the platform. Some general information about Lexbe. Just so you know, we were started about a little over 14 years ago by an attorney and a developer. They wanted to bring affordable eDiscovery to firms who didn't have the budgets to compete against the larger firms that were using the relativities of the world. They also wanted something that was very easy to use, very easy to pick up, so that it could be do-it-yourself, so that you didn't have to wait on someone to add users, to add cases, to add your own documents. So everything that you are going to see during the demo, you could go ahead and do yourself if you'd like. We do have a very strong team of professional services team members that are there to support you. But again, Lexbe is very do-it-yourself. Hopefully it's very intuitive and cost-effective for you. So you'll see Frank's demo case. A couple things I can do from here. I can switch cases, so you can have multiples in the system. There is no case fee, so you could have as many as you'd like. You can see here it gives you document size for the cases that I have in the system. And then just by clicking on any of these, that will move me to the case. The information that I have from the home screen, it gives me a doc count. I also have a case size. You can see it's 13 gig. And then I also have a case ID. If I did need support with this, I could call support, give them this ID, and they could get to that case fairly simple. Some options of where I need to go. Now, we wanted to be efficient, so we work left to right. So from the home screen, you would add case documents at case. Reporting is your analysis. Search and browse is where you're going to spend the majority of your time as you move through your documents. And then discovery, that's going to be where you run your production. So from this area, I can go into browse if I'm ready to look at documents. Under the three dots here, I can move into ingestion, review, or production. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start with ingestion. When I click on that, it's going to bring me to my upload area, right? So what you're seeing here is you're seeing all the batches I've loaded into this matter. It does give me some general information. Did I assign them to a custodian, the doc source, who actually loaded it here, and then the date of the load there. So it gives you that general information, and then it also gives me the ability to move documents into the platform. So when I click upload, I'll fill in some general information. I can give it a badge title, a doc source here. I can also assign it to a custodian if I know that now, or I can wait till later. And then once I hit next, this is your main load screen for Lexbe, and it's as easy as drag and drop. So if you have a PST, or if you have a folder or a hard drive hooked up, you can always drill down and find that information here, click on it, hit open, and it will drop the information here. Or you can go ahead, take your PST or your folder with loose files, drag it, drop it, and that'll automatically start ingestion to our Lexbe servers. Now, our Lexbe servers they do reside at the Amazon Web Services facility out in DC, or the DC area in Maryland, in fact. Very secure facility is FedRAMP. We offer we actually do 256-bit encryption. We practice proactive intrusion monitoring, and we meet all ISO 27001 standards. So it's a very secure facility. I do let people know in this time of work from home that when you load your data, the speed of that data load as you move it from your house or your office to the servers at Lexbe is totally dependent on your connection to the internet, what that pipe speed is. So normally I tell clients now that anything above 10 gig, they can go ahead and let us know, and we'll set them up a secure FTP, or you could send us a hard drive because I don't control that bandwidth. So you want to have a nice size pipe to move your data from your house or office to the Lexbe servers. Once it hits the Lexbe servers, we have unlimited scalability, and as server utilization goes up and hits its thresholds, preset thresholds, it'll automatically spin up other servers to help move data through the system. What we're going to do as we ingest your data is we're going to go ahead and we OCR the documents. We turn them into searchable PDFs, and while we're doing that, we're actually pulling the native text, the OCR text, any metadata, any translated text, and we move that into a single index. And what that's going to do is it allows us to deliver you the most comprehensive search capability, resulting in a faster search time for you, getting you that needle in a haystack just that much quicker. Once that data is loaded, you're now ready to move on to your review. There are two areas or move on to your search. So there are two areas to do that, and that's going to be in Browse and be in Search here. And I'm going to go into Browse first, and you're going to see Browse is going to be the area where it shows all your documents, and you're going to be able to move through those, put them into folders, go ahead and filter that, and you'll do that here on the left-hand side. So what you're seeing here is Browse. It gives me the total number of documents I have, 34,926. I could dive right into these documents just by clicking on a hot link, and then I can do how I work with these documents other than moving into review is here on the left. So you'll see I can create folders. With the 34,000 documents, I definitely want to use filters. And when I click on filters, these are the filters that are hard-coded in the system that I can use. You can see dates, you can see custodian. As I scroll down, you'll see metadata. And then you'll also see what most people use are going to be their tags. You could have as many tags in the system, and we'll talk more about this when we get into review, but you could have as many tags in the system as you'd like, and you could pull back or filter based on any of those tags that you'd like. As I move down, you see fields. If you look across the top of my document area, you can see I have multiple fields set up. How many pages, has it been reviewed, Bates number, and then metadata. Well, depending on the information that's important to you, you can change the fields. You can add fields, and you can pull fields down. So if I come through here on the left, these are all hard-coded. Maybe I don't need pages. As I scroll down, and I don't need the review status or the Bates number, and I hit OK. So that's going to make that adjustment for you. And now you can see I just have the metadata. So depending on what's important to you, you can adjust those fields. You can also lock them down to where everybody in the firm has the same field or the same look per matter, or like we do here at Lexbe, we each assign our fields based on the information that's important to us. As I scroll down here on the left, you can see I can do exports. I can continue down. I can add documents to production. I can also set up review sets, and then I can delete docs. Now, not everybody has the ability to delete docs. Lexbe is a permission-based platform. So initially it's going to be, do you have access to a matter? Once you have access to a matter, then it's going to be what level of permissions are you assigned that will allow you to do different things inside the platform. So that's a browse. And then the other, like I talked about, was search. So these are, again, browse and search are going to be where you spend the majority of your time. When I click on search, you're going to see, and this is where I spend most of my time in Lexbe, and you can see why right away, is The main difference, all my documents are gone and they've been replaced by a search bar. And anytime I can use keywords, um, that's going to help me get to those needles in the haystack that much quicker. So differences you'll see here between the browse and search are I've got a search bar. Here on the left, I have search types. I can search any of the words, all the words, exact phrases. I can do Boolean searches. I've got my search modifiers underneath that. And then most importantly, I've got searches that I've done just underneath that. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing shared, pinned, and recent. So I've got my 5 most recent searches. I then have pinned. Pinned are going to be searches that I'm working on, but I only want to keep them for myself. So no one else could see those except for me. And then shared, a shared search is going to be a search that anyone who has access to this matter can go ahead and use. And then just below that, as I scroll down, you can see everything's the same. So I've got my folders, my fields, my filters. I went ahead and I clicked on a search that I have pinned, and it was Enron price and fixing, and it brought back 447 documents. So you can see by using search terms, as you all know, that's going to get you that needle in the haystack that much quicker. And at this point, I can go ahead and I can apply filters and bring that 447 down to an even more manageable number than it is now. So once I've done that, I've gone through. I've got my documents set up to what I need to start review with, and now it's just a matter of clicking on a document to get inside the Lexbe review panel. So when I click on a document, you can see that it did create another tab. That's another benefit of about being web-based. I can take this tab and I can move it over here to a second monitor. I can split my screen, but it gives me the ability to multitask inside of the platform. And what you're seeing here is on the left, these are the views of the document that we have. And then on the right, this is how I'm going to interact with the document on the left. The different views we have the original or the native. We offer you an HTML. You can see that I'm on a PDF view. For your larger PDFs, this one's 34 pages. You may want to be on the page view. This will allow you to select what page you want to go to or be at. We also offer redacted. You have an annotated view. And then we have a compare view, and we'll talk more about compare a little bit later on when we talk about email threading. If I had produced this document or had a translation of this document, they would show up here. And then my favorite view is going to be the hits view. And you can see right away why I like this view. It reminds me of the email preview. And what it's doing is it's actually telling me how many keyword hits I have on this document. So my keywords hit 79 times. It gives me the page that it hit on. And then I have quick links to that page, either the text format or the PDF format. But most importantly, you can see my highlighted keyword. It also gives me context around that. So I can look at my keyword, read the context around it, and hopefully make a choice and say, yes, I need to deep dive into this document, or I can go ahead and shelve this for later. It doesn't have enough to pertain to what I need to. So it hopefully makes a decision quicker as you move through the documents. Another good thing about the page view is that when you get to that 1,000-page PDF that's multiple documents, you can go ahead and let's say you have one keyword in it. It'll show you one keyword, and it may be on page 449. It'll show up and you can see the context, and then you can hit the page and move straight to that. So it's a way to move through documents fairly quick. To interact with these documents, I've got the tabs on the other side. The first one is going to be Discovery. What I have on the Discovery area is I'm going to have all my information. I've got my doc ID, my custodian, my source path, and then as I scroll down, you'll see coding. This is hard-coded tags, right? So these are tags that are going to be hard-coded in the system. You'll have them on all your matters, and they're going to be your responsive, non-responsive, attorney-client privilege, attorney work product. It also lets you know that I have seen this doc, I've reviewed it before, and someone else has looked at the doc also. As I scroll down, I get to the metadata. If metadata was on the document, it's going to be pulled and it's going to be dropped right here. And just below that are going to be the tags. And you could have, like I said, as many tags as you'd like. You could tag a document as many ways as you'd like, and you can pull that document back by any of those tags. You've got two types of tags. You've got your checkbox, and then you've got a text box. When you're in review, we normally in training tell people to add tags before you start review, but we wanted to keep you in review. So when you're in review, you can go ahead, click Add New Field, select the tag you want to add to or the section you want to add to, or create a new one. Give it a field name, pick the type of tag you want, hit OK, and it's going to go ahead and add that tag for you. As I move over to the document area, this is going to be where I do my redactions. Open up the redaction editor. This is where I can do annotations if I'd like. I also have a notes area. Notes, a lot of my clients actually use these for depots. It's kind of a nice feature because you could come in, you can tie a note to a page, or you can tie a note to an entire document. You'll give it a good title, give your note right here. It tells you what page it's tied to. You can actually view that page if you'd like. But then these become searchable. And if I was going into a depot, I could come in, search my notes, pull back what's important to me, and do that without having to come in and look for that document. And it'll also have my questions, and it'll have my link to the doc just in case I needed that supporting documentation. So notes can be shared or can be private, but they help make things extremely efficient as you move through your matter. I also have a facts and issues. Basically, the way I describe this is it's going to show relationship of your documents to the facts and issues in your matter, and help build out that timeline, right? So if we look at that, as I start to add documents to my different issues, and we'll go ahead and show you this, if I come into analysis, which is your reporting, and I move over to facts and issues, you can see as I add different documents to different facts, it starts to group them together, and it's going to go ahead and start to build out that timeline for you. So that's an extremely powerful tool to show you how your documents relate to the facts or matters of your case. And then finally, the final area inside review is going to be the related area. This is going to be all your family information. Right here, I've got my email family. Here's my parent and my children. I've got email threading that will show up here. Exact dupes you don't normally see. We are a gigabyte-based platform. So what I tell most of my clients is once you get your data into the platform, go ahead and let's pull your dupes and remove them from the system. We can save them to a hard drive. We could delete them off if you don't want to keep a pristine copy of the entire database. But those are gone. There's no reason to pay for the same copy of the email 5 times, right? So we want to keep that space for what you guys truly need to add to the database. But underneath there, something that is important, you have your near dupes. And near dupes are important to have because they're renditions of the document in its earlier stages, right? So, for example, if your prime document here is a contract that's been signed, one of those near dupes would be that same contract without the signature, or another dupe could be that same contract without a signature and writing in the margins. So most people do want to go ahead and keep those near dupes. What I'm going to do also now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take you to another matter, but I want to show you that email threading. Some of the other things that we have in the review area, we do offer TAR, which is Technology Assisted Review. So as you go through your review and you build your C sets and apply those to the database, that TAR is going to help you move through large amounts of documents extremely efficiently. We also have transcription to where we can take your MP3s and MP4s and we will go ahead and transcribe that conversation. I'll show you that here real quick too. That's just a real, what that's going to do is, this is a transcription that we get from a conversation. It breaks out the speakers. It gives you timestamp. So now when you're in your review panel, you don't just have a blank sheet to save space that says recording. You actually have a text and a PDF that you can go down and you can leave notes on, and you can highlight and move through it like a normal document. I'm going to move into an email threading demo. This will be, your threads are going to reside in the review panel where I showed you before, right here under email threading. I have mine in a keep them in a different spot to show you how easy it is to move around Lexbe from case to case. We also, some other features we do have photo recognition. We can tell you after ingestion the mood of an email. So we have a great AI Insights program that we'd be more than happy, if you'd like, after this demo, you could reach out and we'd be happy to set up one to go more in depth with you. We're going to go ahead here into the email threads. And your normal thread is going to be just the emails, right? So this is going to be a group of 5 emails. It's going to list those out. And the 5 emails being listed out is fine. It shows me what I need to. Here they are. The information, who's it's from, who to go to, what the subject is. We wanted to take it one step further than that. So when you click on the visualize button, what you're actually getting to see now is that email thread, right? The flow of the email. And this gets more impressive the more emails you have. But this is a good way to see what emails that are not available have been deleted out. They didn't make it over to you. You can see the green dot email here. This green dot is telling me it has all the information from the emails before it. Things I can also do. I can click on 2 emails and now I get the metadata. But you saw when I clicked on that second email, compare showed up, and that is a very powerful tool because what it's going to do is it put those 2 documents side by side, and it tells me here I've got 7 differences between the emails. So I can look at these highlighted, and the darker highlights show me the differences in each email. But I can also do line by line, and this is a great way to compare emails to see the differences between the 2. So it's a very powerful tool, very effective tool to visualize the differences in those emails. So after that, you've done your review, you've gone through, you've tagged the documents that you want to produce, and now you're ready to run your production. So we'll move back to the original database we were in, and we'll go to production from here. It's going to be in this Discovery tab. So I would click on Discovery as one way to get there and hit production, and it's going to bring me here to start a new job. All I really need to do is hit create. This is going to give me a little form I need to fill out right before my production. So I can put a title in. I can add a password. I can add an expiration. As I scroll down, it's going to ask me for my Bates information, right? So my prefix, my Bates base number, how many digits do I want to go out? I also have the type of production do I want. Here it says standard. So your standard is a PDF only production, and then you've got your standard plus TIFF. Your standard plus TIFF is going to include the image of that document also. And then as I scroll down, I can hit update, and now I'm ready to go ahead and I can add my documents to this production. And that's done by going back to the search area. And again, everything you see here, you can do yourself. So you can do your own uploads. You can run your own productions, add your own users, add your own cases. So as I come in here, I'm going to select the docs, right? Let's say these were the tag docs. I'd pull them back. I'm going to select 25 documents. And I'm going to scroll down here to add production. And I am looking for 513. And it's going to tell me that I've selected 25 docs. I'm going to add 90. And what that 90 is that's going to be your families also, right? So once I click add, I'm ready to go now back to my production area. And I will pull that. And so before, you can see right now underneath production, it won't let me run a production. It's asking me to validate. So what I need to do first is I need to come into validate. And if we do this production for you, we're going to go ahead and QA it, and we're going to make sure everything's 100% correct before we send it out. So this is kind of a way to do a last check, get a last hands-on before you run that production. It's going to take you through each one of these 6 areas and it'll have emails or documents down here and say this belongs to responsive, yes or no. And it'll want you to look at each one of those documents and say, yes, this is this is responsive, or no, this isn't. And then as you move through, it's now going to take me to validated, right? I went through all of them. I've checked what I need to check. I've had one last hands-on, and I'm ready to go ahead. And you can see I can run that production. So what you've got here is your ticket. You can see that I'm going to produce 45 docs from this. 45 of those are work product or privilege, and then total was 90. And we know we brought 90 docs over, so I could come over here and I could run that production. Once I do that, when it's finished, it's going to go ahead and send you an email, and you're going to get a zip folder, and this is what it's going to contain, right? It's going to contain your load files. This is going to be your OPT, your DAT, your DII. It will also have the originals, the PDF, the text. If you did want images, you would see one more folder here, and that would be your images of those documents. And then it's also, as you went through, it's also going to go ahead and it's going to produce a privilege log. So here's an example of that privilege log. You can see your doc IDs, your extensions, and this is being done for you. So as you're adding docs to Priv, this is being created. So you get that created also. And that is going to be your production inside Lexbe. We'll go back to search. As you see down here, you've got management, you've got accounting, and you've got admin. These three tabs, when we do your initial training, we try to break it up, right? So we'll train, if you've got people who are going to do review only, you're going to go ahead and probably spend a lot of time search and browse here. But if we know we've got someone who's going to be an admin, we try to work with them separately because they're going to deep dive in all of this. And when you get to management, you can see now I'm managing folders, I'm building custom docs or fields. When you get to your account, this is where you're going to add users. This is where you're going to add cases. This is where you're going to build review sets and manage custom fields. So you're going to be trained a little different on this than you would if you were just going to do review. But in here, you've got admin. You can look at your accounts. You can check your cases in your accounts if you'd like. So as I said before, Lexbe moves from home, left to right, add data, run reporting of what I just added, search and browse. Let me move through my documents, get ready for review. Discovery, I want to produce those, and then that's where it would normally stop for someone who's doing review or moving through docs. And then for my admin people, I've got my management, my account, and my admin. One thing that we do offer at Lexbe, if I click underneath the case name, we've got this nice help area. And when I click on help, what that's going to do is no matter where I am in the platform, it brings me to the help for that platform. So you can see I've got my videos. I've got general information as I scroll down, but I can be anywhere in the platform, whether it be loading data, whether it be running productions. I can click on that, and it'll bring me to the information I need. Again, we want it to be efficient. We want it to be easy to use and be very do-it-yourself. So this information is here for you. Now, you also saw that I can reach out to support. And when I click on this, it's going to take me to another page, and there I can enter a ticket. I can enter into chat. It allows me to find some other documentation, but we also have a professional services team, and that team is made up of ex-litigation paralegals, and they will be assigned to your account, and they will help, one, with your training, and they will also move you through if you have issues or need support in your matter. So that right there is Lexbe. Hopefully you enjoyed the demo. Again, I am Frank Krafka with Lexbe. I'm a Senior eDiscovery Solutions Director. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you'd like to take a deeper dive on that demo, feel free to reach out, and we'd be happy to set that up. Well, it looks like there are no questions, so I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for joining us again today. Stay safe out there, be healthy, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.